What's up guys, macadii here, bringing you a brand new RU battle with our brand new RU team. So today we're against a guy called Jim Shorts, and he's got quite an interesting team actually, because I haven't seen a Jellicent in RU. I assumed they were in UU. So that's a little bit surprising. He has got the Electros, which can get quite scary. Either the Mega Steelix or the Mega Houndoom. It's difficult to say at this point which one it is going to be. Possibly Bulk Up Bravery, which can be quite scary. So in terms of lead, I think we're going to go for the standard Tartarus lead. He goes out into the Houndoom to start with. Now there's not a huge amount we can really do to this guy, and Houndooms do pose a little bit of a problem for our team. So I think we're going to have to go out into Beyblade and rely on our additional bulk to actually be able to take a hit from this guy, as a Flamethrower does quite a decent chunk actually, and that's revealed to us that he is in fact life orbed. So from here I do anticipate the Jellicent coming in, so it is very tempting just to double switch out into Dealer or even Bulky Set, though to be honest with the Steelix still being here I'm not particularly keen on doing that. I guess I could Shadow Ball though, which would still do a pretty good chunk to that guy. I think we're going to risk it. We're going to risk the Biscuit. And he does go out into the Steelix. So he goes out into the Steelix as we go. We're going to double out into Dealer again. I don't anticipate him predicting the switch. He's probably just going to set his rocks up. But that is very, very unfortunate. So this guy is his Mega. So we've gone out into Dealer and we're going to just set the sub up this turn. Just anticipating his own Amoonguss coming in. And that means from there we can just get a few Sludge Bombs off, just whistle him down a bit. It'd be interesting to see what sort of moveset this guy packs. So we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb and just keep whistling away at this guy. I think that's probably our only real bet. Okay, so it does 25%, and his doesn't break the sub. So that's going to make quite a bit of difference. So we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb again, as he's going to have another go at probably trying to break our sub. And it means we can actually sub up on him again, which while I know over time we're going to be slowly losing HP, it's still going to whittle him down much faster than it's going to whittle me down. And he really, really doesn't have a switch for my Amoonguss. And yeah, so no matter what people say, I really, really like sub on Amoonguss. I think it's working absolutely brilliantly. And in the past battles as well, it's worked really well. And it's just been really, really good fun to use. It just completely messes with people. So he's not particularly sure what to do. Okay, so that Sludge Bomb that time did break the sub, so it is looking like more of a case of min-max. So we're going to go for another Sludge Bomb here, and hopefully that won't make too much of a difference about the min-max. It shouldn't do. So we are at a bit of a speed tie. He does get the crit this turn, so we're just going to keep going for another Sludge Bomb. And to be honest, we can always switch out, maybe into the Glalie. I'm pretty confident that we can take a hit. But next turn we should be able to take this guy out. Oh, maybe not actually. So the question is, do we let Dealer live? Which would be preferable, to be honest, especially with that Electros being round. Or do we let this Amoonguss go down? I think, in my opinion, we're going to risk it with Glalie, and hopefully we should be able to take a hit without being poisoned, which we managed to. So that means we can now Mega up, and we're going to go for the double edge and just try and do as much damage as we can. He's really not got too much of a switch. If he goes out into the Jellicent, that is going to pose a few issues. He does decide to just stay in, so it will be interesting to see what he decides to go out into. I guess the Jellicent is the most obvious switch here. And the question is, though, do we want to keep a bigger boat around? And the answer is probably yes, actually, because we can always go back out into Dealer. He goes out into the Bravery now. Now, the way he's decided to bring this in shouts to me that this guy's scarfed. So we are going to go for the Ice Shard this turn, just because, yeah, he's definitely scarfed. So that was definitely the play to make. Out of his whole team, that was probably the most likely one. I guess, yeah, the Houndoom was the other potential candidate, but obviously it was not the one to go for. He does decide to go out into the Electros now. So the question is, though, is he special or is he physical? And at this point, it's really difficult to tell. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go out into Beyblade and try and bait the Jellicent to come in. I know it's likely the Jellicent is going to be coming in. So we're going to go for a close combat here. And I know it's painfully obvious that, as I said, the Jellicent is going to be coming in. Okay, so he decides not to. So he decides to stay in, which is quite surprising. As he goes for the knockoff, which really isn't going to do a huge amount. And it means from here that actually... Ooh, actually, let's go for... Maybe Rapid Spin is the way to go. Considering how little that guy did to us, we can go for the Rapid Spin here, do a 7%, which is quite surprising, really, as the Wild Charge does take him out as well. And I know I ended up losing Beyblade, but I think, to be honest, it's probably for the best. It would have been good to get the Mach Punch on the Houndoom, but Beyblade struggles so much with ghost types, I just don't see how it's going to work out. I do predict the Bravery probably coming in. So I think maybe Tartarus is the way to go. If he decides to go into the Houndoom, I think the Houndoom just needs to be whittled down, to be honest. So we can go for a Sucker Punch here, because he may decide just to U-turn out or go for the Brave Bird, and that does take him out. So yeah, Tartarus is definitely underrated in terms of its offensive powers, and it's mainly because it gets the stab on the Sucker Punch that it makes so much difference. So he goes out into the Houndoom now, and to be honest, Spiritomb isn't going to be hugely useful. I guess I can burn the Steelix, but even then I've got Palindroma and I've got Dealer. Bulky Set can definitely handle that, so it's kind of useless at this point. So we're going to go for a Sucker Punch here, and hopefully, yep, do 40%, which is pretty decent, to be honest. Even if he does end up starting to sort of set up and stuff, I think the combination of a Shadow Sneak and some more Life Orb Recall, we should be able to work our way around it. So I think it's worth it in the end of the day. He does get his own sucker off. That's fair enough. So, are we going to play games now? So we're going to sub this turn, because he is trying to play a few mind games with us, and I didn't anticipate him to be mixed, to be honest. He does get us with that, which is a real shame. So, from here, that means we can go out, well, we can go out into Bulky Set, because we outspeed, and we can go for probably a Shadow Ball, actually, because I'm definitely going to be able to take out the Houndoom at 21%. So we're going to go for the Shadow Ball, just in case he wants to switch out, because to be honest, this is his win condition. He does Sucker Punch me, and Shadow Ball is going to take this guy out. If he goes into the Steelix now, we can go out into probably Amoonguss, or maybe even Alamomola, just to tank the hits, because there's really not much that this guy can do to me, and it would be absolutely excellent to get a burn off on it. We are going to keep Bulky Set around for the Jellicent though. That's definitely something we need to do. So we're going to go for... the question is, do we go for Toxic here, predicting a switch? I don't think it's worth it. So we're going to go for a Scald. He does decide to switch out, which is fair enough. But it means we can get either a Toxic off, or we could go out into Amoonguss now. The thing is, he may want to go for his own Toxic, and I really don't want to end up having my guy Toxic. So we're going to go out into Dealer, because there's no way this guy can set up or do anything like that, as a Shadow Ball does absolutely nothing. So we're going to go for the Spore, and that will give us the chance to set up a sub from there, and he does end up forfeiting. So another win with the Amoonguss Alamo core. I feel absolutely terrible for using it, but it is one of my favourite RU cores, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. So I hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I will see you at the next one. Macadii out.